An hash function is one that maps the keys with values. That means address with values. If I want to insert the new data item, I have to create the node and then I have to insert the data into that node. The time complexity of this algorithm is, in best case, is this happens to be when the values in the array are uniformly distributed within the specific range. Hello everyone, it is Dr. Ravi Kumar YB. In today's session, we shall see as to how we can sort the elements of an array using the topic of address calculation sort. In this case of address calculation sort, which is one of the very important sorting technique in system software and operating system syllabus, because it helps you to sort the elements either in the ascending order or in the descending order based upon the address present in the address table. Then, how the addresses are stored in the address table and how these values are stored in the address table, that is very, very important. Let us see to the details of it in today's session. Now, we have this sorting algorithm with hash functions. What is the meaning of hash function? Let me clarify you that. An hash function is one that maps the keys with values. That means address with values. Address with values are mapped with the help of an hash function. Then we have used one more term here called order preserving function. How these orders are preserved in functions, which is very, very important in case of this address calculation sort. How the function preserves the order of values either in increasing order or in the decreasing order is a topic of today's discussion. If you look at this hash function, I am using one of the very important functionality called floor. What is this floor indicates? This floor indicates that I am taking the lesser value of the intermittent value. What is the meaning of intermittent value? Suppose if I have 2.3, I will take the floor of this, which is equal to 2.0. The same thing is considered. This is called as the floor function. Then, floor function is applied onto the entire array or the list of elements of an array, or the elements stored in the form of a linked list. Linked list is also a list of elements or an items associated by concatenating the address of one list with respect to the address of the other list. That is called as linked list. We are using the list of items which are linked together based upon their addresses. That is why we call it as a linked list. Now I am considering the entire array or the linked list whose floor of that function is considered here. Then what is the maximum value of an array? The maximum value of an array, suppose if I have 9 elements and one of the value which is maximum in that is considered here. That is assigned to the maximum variable or a token, I can say here. Then what is the size of the address table? In this case, in today's session, I am considering an array size of 10. That means 10 elements are there, varying from 0 to 9. So totally 10 items are there. The size of that is considered as 10. So if I substitute that size into this function, that is into this statement, this becomes x divided by the maximum value. Suppose if there are 90 is the maximum value, then it has to be multiplied with the size of that. What is the size of this? That is, the size of this is 10. The floor of this is considered and assigned to the value or to the function f of x. Please remember it carefully. I am using f of x here, which is an hash function. F of x is an hash function that is associated with the order preserving function. Next, the floor function is applied here. Then we have this algorithm, which is very, very important. The items of the address table is associated with this linked list. In this case, the hash function is applied to each value in the array to find its corresponding address in the address table. So, hash function is very, very important here. This hash function is applied to each of the values in the array to find its corresponding address in the address table. So, if we consider these are the elements of an array, that is, first element is 29, second element is 23. If I consider this as 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So totally we have 9 items here. So if that is the case, what is the address table contains? The address table contains, that is address 0 contains 1, that is this value 1. Then 1 is linked with the value 3. Then in the address 1, we have 5, the item number 5. Then in address 2, we have null, that is according to the hash function, we do not have any value here. Then because we are using the floor function here, floor function, which is the maximum value among all these, 29 is the maximum value. 29 is the maximum value, that is x divided by this star. What is that value of that, size of that in this case? 0 to 8 means 9. So we have this value, we are going to take the floor of that. So if I consider the floor of that, what is the first element? First element is 29, that is 29. 29 divided by 29 is 1. 1 star 1 is what? That is 29 divided by 29 is star 9, that is equal to what? 1 star 9, that is equal to 9. That has to be placed in which position? 9th position. So we have the value, hash value, which is address table 9 contains the value 29. So this value 29 is stored in 9th location. Similarly, which is that next value available here? 23. So if I want to calculate the value of that for 23, 23 divided by maximum value, that is 29 star 9, the floor of this is considered and assigned to that. What is the value of 23 by 29? Approximately we will get 0.8 something we will get. 0.8 into 9, we will get some value which is again equal to the value 7. So I am storing it in the address table 7. That is, the value 23 is stored in this address location 7. Now, similarly, I have the next element 14. 14 divided by 29 maximum value star 9, that is the size of an element. 14 divided by 29 turns out to be 2 point, the value which is equal to 14 divided by 29 turns out to be the value which is equal to, if I consider 1 point here, this becomes 0 here, then we have the value which is equal to 29 ones are 29, we have the value which is equal to 29 fives are. What is the value of 29 fives are? Let me see to it. 29 fives are, which is equal to, so 45, 5, 4 carry, 10, 14, 145. It is even less than that. 29 fours are 6, 3 carry, 8 plus 3, 11, 116. That is, what is the meaning of that? 0.4, we have the value which is less than this. 140 minus 116, that is 24. We have 24. What is the value of 24? How can I further do it? That is 24 divided by 29 once again. That is this value. Now, 29 into 5 are 145. 29 in, let me consider 29 into 8. That is this value. 9 8s are 2, 7, 16, 23. That is 220, 232, which is equal to less than this 240. So what is that? 0.48 is the value we have obtained. That is, 0.48 is the value we have obtained for this value. That is 14 divided by 29 star 9. That is, the floor of this is considered. What is the value we obtain from this? That is, by dividing this, we will get the value 0.48. 0.48 star 9, what is the value we get? Let us calculate it. That is 0.48 into 9, that is 8 9s are 72, 2 7, 4 9s are 36, 36 plus 7, 23, that is 2 3. We have 2 digits after this decimal point, so 2.32 is the value. What is the value we get? 2.32. What is the floor of that? We have the value which is equal to floor of that. We have the value which is equal to 4. That is, we have obtained the value 2.32 here. That is, after simplifying, we will get the value 14 inserted at the address location 14. Right, initially we have this. These are the values we have obtained in the initial table. Then later on, when I go on into the address table, what is the value we have? In this location, we have the first item, that is 1. 1 is linked with 3 and we have the value which is null at the end of this. This is the address table. Where do we have 14 in the previous slide? In the address 14. 14 is stored in address 4 and 15 is stored in, is linked to 14. So the same thing is mapped onto this table, address table here. Now we need to consider that 1 is linked with 3 at location 0, address location 0. Then 5 is stored at address location 1. Then 10 is stored in address location 3. Then we have 14 is stored in address location 4 in the address table. Then 18 is stored in address location 5, that is in the address table. Then similarly we have 23 stored in address table 7 location. Then 29 is stored in the location 9 of the address table. So if that is the case, we shall see the code of that. Let me consider there are the size of 10. What is the meaning of that? So we have the initial code, that is the driver code here. Now we are going to insert the data into that data item with the next node linked to it. That is the linked list. Now, if I want to insert the new data item, I have to create the node and then I have to insert the data into that node. How we are going to do that? Let me show you that execution of that. Here, self.ed is equal to none or data less than self.ed.data. If any of this condition is satisfied, either this condition or this condition is satisfied, it enters into the if statement and then the new node is inserted with the head. Then the head is inserted with the new node. Then what is the other option I have? If it is greater than the self head, then it comes to the else part. The current node is inserted with the self node. If that is the case, we have the element which is having the value that is from current node. While current node dot next node is not equal to none and the current node dot next node dot data is less than data, then we will insert the elements into the current list. That is 1 is inserted to 3, that is attached to this. Similarly, we have the node that is the current node dot next node is assigned to the new node here. Then the new node becomes the current node because I want to insert the next few elements into the current node, which was earlier a next node. Next node has become a current node now. Now, by doing this address calculation sort, we shall see to it. See here, for I in range of size, what is the value I am using here? Let me consider the size is 9 in the example which we have taken already. The linked list dot append of linked list. What is that append the linked list contains? 0. Nothing. There is nothing in that. Then we have the value maximum of array. Which is the maximum of array in that? 29 is the element which is maximum among all of the elements. Then find the address of each value in the address table. In the address table, we have some values, that is this value in the address table. That is in the address table, we have address table 0 contains 1 attached with 3. Address table 1 attached contains the value 5. Then again 2 is empty. Address 3 contains 10, so on like this. So if that is the case, we have the items which is having the element and insert it in that list. For value in the array, for example, which is the first value I have 29. For value in the array, address equal to hash function of value comma maximum. What is that value I am using here? For value in array 29, 29 is the value and what is the maximum value? I have to find out the hash of that. How can I find out the hash of that? I can find out the hash of that using this formula as I have already discussed with you, that is this formula, hash function formula, f of x function formula. Now, what is the value which is having there? 29. 29 divided by maximum value 29 star 9 which is equal to 1 divided by 1. 1 star 9 is 9. The floor of 9 is also 9. So I will place it in the location address 9. That is address 9 is filled with 29. Similarly, we have the next item 23 which has to be filled in some location, in any of this location. Even if it comes to this address 9, it has to be linked to this location. The next element comes to the same location, then that has to be linked to the existing node. But in this case, we have the first element which is 29 stored at this address 9 and the next element 23 stored at this location 7. Suppose if I have one more item here, that is, let me do it first with the existing elements. That is the 23. What is the value of 23? 23 divided by 29. Let me consider 23 divided by 29 yields the value which is equal to point. If I apply point here, that comes 0. We have the value here 29 into 8 232, which is even more than this. So 28 into 7 we have the value 7 there. What is the value of this? 7. 0.7, 29 sevens are 29 sevens are 9 sevens are 8 9 7 nines are 63. So we have 3 6 here. 14 plus 3 20. 203 we have here. If I subtract 203 from 230, what is the value we get? We get the value which is equal to 27 again. So we have 7 here, 7 here. So we have 27 here. One more 0, which is to be divided by 29, which is equal to that more than 29 into 8 8 9 is 72, 2 7 carry, 8 2 is 16, 16 23, 2 32, 29 into 9 is 81, 1 8 carry, 9 2 is 18 plus 8, that is equal to 26, 260, 261, which is less than 270. So 79, 0.79. 0.79 we have obtained. What is the value of that? Indicates 0.79. If I consider this, that turns out to be the value which is multiplied by 10. What is the size of that? 10. 0 to 8. Oh, it is 9. 0 to 9. What is the value we get? 0.79 into 9. 9 into 0.79, that is equal to 9 9s are 81, 1 8 carry, 1 7, 9 7s are 63, 63 plus 8, 71, 1 7 carry, 9 zeros are 0, 7. What is the value we get? 2 decimal digits, 7.11. If I take the floor of that, I will get the value which is equal to 7 here, which is equal to 7 here. 7.11 turns out to be the value 7. So I have inserted the value into the address location 7. That is 23 is inserted there. Similarly, we have the value 14. I want to insert the value 14 into this address table. How can I insert that? That is, let me tell you that 14 divided by 29 star 9 floor of this. What is the value of this 14 divided by 29? Let me calculate it here. If I apply point here, this becomes 140. That is 8 is 232. We have seen already. That is 29 into 8 is 232. That is 232. We are left with 8 again. 0. What is the value we get? 80. Again 80 is multiplied by 29. What is the value we get? 2 almost 2. That is 29 into 3 we get 9 3 27, 7 2 carry, 6 plus 2 8, 87, which is more than this 80. So 29 2 is equal to 58. That is yes, 58. 60, then 22 is left with 22. We have 0.82. 0.82 multiplied by 9. 0.82 multiplied by 9, what is the value we get? 2 9s are 18, 8 1 carry, 8 9s are 72 plus 1 8, 0 9s are 0. So we have the value which is equal to 0.88 here. But this has to be converted into this value. What is the value which is available there? That is x divided by maximum star size, that has to be divided first. What is the value we have got here? 0.82 is the value we have obtained here. 0.82 multiplied by 9, that is the size of an element. What is the floor of that? That is 0.82 multiplied by 9. It has to be, floor of this is to be taken here. Floor of this is to be taken here. So what is the value of this? 0.829. 9 2s are 18, 1 carry. 8 9s are 72. 72 plus 1, 73. Again we have the value which is equal to 73. 3 7 here. 0 9s are 0 plus 7 means 7.38 is the value we get. What is the floor of that turns out to be the value which is equal to 7. If that is the case, I have the value which is equal to 14, which is assigned to this location, that is to the 14th location. But what is the floor of that I am getting here? 7. But already we have the value 23 here. So if I append it to here, I'll get the value which is equal to 14 here. Again, this is a mistake. If that is the case, what has to be done here? Please see to it here. The value x, order preserving function. What is the value of x? 7.32 is the value we have obtained here. So 7 is the floor of that. So let me keep it in the location 14th in 7th location. We have one more item here, that is 5. That is 5 divided by 29. That turns out to be the value which is equal to 0. This becomes 50. 1. 29 left with 22. 22, this divided by 29, that turns out to be the value 227. Andre 0.17 into 9. What is the value we get? We get the value which is equal to this. 7 9s are 63, 3 6 carry, 1 9s are 9 plus 6 15, 1 0. 153, 1.53. If I consider that, what is the value of that? The value of this is 1. The value floor of this, that is the floor of this. So let me keep it in the table. So we have the value which is equal to 5 has to be kept in list 1, address 1, then address 7. So similarly we have the next value which is equal to 15. 15 divided by 29 star 9, that is the floor of this. That is the floor of this point. This becomes 150. 29 8 is 232. 29 5 is 29. It is possible. That is 225, around 225. 29 5s are 9 5s are 45, 5 4 carry, 5 2s are 10, 14, 145. It is 145. So this is possible. So 0.5 star 9. If that is the case, we have the value which is equal to floor of this is equal to 0.55 into 9, that is 0.55 into 9. 9 5s are 45, 5 4 carry, 9 5s are 45, 9 9 0, 0.55. So again this 15 is to be placed in which location? According to this, add 0, address 0th location, it has to be placed in this location according to this. But what is the value which is stored here? The value which is equal to 10 is our case. The address table, the size of that is considered as 10, not even 9. So we have considered 10 here. So if that is the case, let us recalculate everything from here to here, That is 29 is the first value. 29 divided by 29 star 10. What is the value we have here? That is 1 divided by 1 star 10. That turns out to be the value which is equal to 10. So if that is the case, 0 to 9, which is the 9th place we have here, I have the value which is equal to 9. That is 0 to 9, that is 9th place. We have the value 10 at this. So address 9 contains the value 29. So which is the next value we have? 23. 23 divided by 29 star 10. What is the value we get? 23 divided by 29 turns out to be the value which is equal to 7. 0.7. 23 means 0.7. This becomes 230. 29 into 7s are, in 7 9s are 63, 3 6 carry, 2 7s are 14, 20, 203, that is equal to 27 is left with. So we have 27, this is, so 29 into 9s are 9 9s are 81, 18, 9 2s are 18, 26, 261, that is 9, that is 0.79 is the value that has to be multiplied by 10. So we have the value which is equal to 7.9. 7.9 is equal to what? 8. What is the value we have? Address 8. Address 8 contains the value 23. So if that is the case, what is the value? Address 7.9, the floor of this, sorry, it is 7. 7. Then we have the next element which is this 14. 14. 14 divided by 29 star 10. The floor of this must be taken here. What is the value of 14? 14 divided by 29 is achieved by placing 0 here and point here. What is the value of that? 29 into 4s are 4 9s are 36, 6 3 carry, 4 2s are 8, 11, 116, 116, yes, 0.4 is the value, 116, 140 minus 116 is 24, 24 we are left with 24, 24 0 we have the value which is equal to 24 8s, that is 29 into 8s is equal to 232, which is less than 240. So we have the value 0.48 with this. 0.48 star 10. What is the value we get? We get the value which is equal to 4.8. What is the floor of that? Floor of that we get 4. So we have inserted the value at this location, that is address 4. We have the value, what is that? 14. Then we have the location address. Then address, let me have the value 5. Where to place this 5? We have the element which is equal to 5 here. 5, which is the next element, 5. So 5 divided by 29 star 10, what is the value we get? Floor of that, that is 50. 3s are 29, 2s are 29, 2s are, we have the value which is more than this 50. So 0.1, that is 0.1, we are left with 21, that is 29, 50 minus 29, that is 21, that is 210. If that is the case, what is the value of that? 29 into 7s are 9 7s are 63, 3 6 carry, 3 6 carry, 7 2s are 14, 20, 203, that is 203 is less than 210. So we have the value 0.17. So 0.17 into 10 is equal to 1.7, which is equal to the floor of that is equal to 1. So if that is the case, address 1 contains 5. Then, which is the next item? 15. 15 is the next item. If that is the case, 15 divided by 29 star 10. What is the value we get? That floor of this. What is the floor of this? Let us calculate it. Point, we'll get 150 here. So if that is the case, we have 5s are 29, 5s are 145, 5s are 145, 55. 0.55 into 10 is equal to 5.5. The floor of this is taken here. Floor of this is equal to 5. So we have the value which is equal to this. That is address 5, we have 15. Which is the next item in the list? We have the next item which is 10. So if that is the case, let me consider the value 10. 10 divided by 29 star 10. What is the floor of this? That is point is taken here, so it becomes 100. So what is the value of that? 0.3, that is 60, 97. 97 minus 100, that is 100 minus 97, 3. Again we get 30. We have 0.31. 0.31 into 10, that is equal to 3.1. 3.1. What is the floor of this? The floor of this is equal to 3. So we have the address table 3 contains this value. Address 3 contains the value which is 10. Next, we have one more item in this list, 3. How can I insert the 3 and into the address table? That is 3 divided by 29 star 10. What is the value we get? Let us take the floor of this. What is the value we get? Point is taken here. This becomes 30. This becomes 1. So 1. Left with one more value. That is one more value. 1, 0, 0. We have 100 here. So 10, 0.10. 29 3s are into 10. 0.10 into 10 turns out to be the value 1.0. That has to be inserted into the location 1.0. That is equal to address 1. We have to insert the value 3. Which is the next element in this list? 18. Where can I insert this 18? So 18 by 29 star 10. What is the floor of that? Let me consider it here. Point is taken here 180. 180 means 3 5s are 15. 30 5s are 150, which is more than that. So 30, 29 6s are. Let me consider 29 6s are. That is 6 9s are 54. 4 5 carry. 12 plus 5 17. 174. Yes, which is less than 180. So it is 174. I mean 60. 0.6. We have the value which is equal to 6 again. We have 0 here. Then we have 2s. 0.2. We have 0.62. 0.62 star 10 is what? It is equal to 6.2. The floor of this, floor of 6.2 turns out to be 6. So we have the value in the address table 6. We have 18. Which is the next value we have? I think 1 we have in this. Yes, 1 we have. 1 divided by 29 star 10 into floor of this. What is 1 divided by 29? Obviously it is equal to, this becomes point, this becomes point. I have one more 0 here, 0.0 here. Then I have 29 3s are 60. 29 2s are 58. 29 3s are, we get 29 3s are, 9 3s are 27, 7 2 carry, 3 2s are 6 plus 2, 87, which is less than this. If I multiply it by one more time, I'll get 97, which is more than 100. So it becomes 3, 0.03. 0.03 star 10, which is equal to 0.3, which turns out to be the value which is floor of this, which is equal to address 0th location. That is into 0th location, we are going to insert 10. What is the value of that? Address 0. We have the value 1 here. So if I consider, this is the table we have here. In the 0th location, we have 1 here. In the 0th location, which is the 3 value. The value 3 is stored in which location? We have the value which is 3. This is linked to this value. 3 is linked to this value. 1, the value 1. Then we have the next item in this table, address table, which is the next value. 1 is assigned to 3. Then we have 5. 5 is stored in which location? 1. Address table 1. Address table 1. Where is that? If you look at this, it is stored at this location 5. Then we have one more item, that is 15. 15 is stored in address 5, address table 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, that is 5. 15 is stored in this location. We have one more item here, that is 14. 14 is stored in which location? Let us see to it. Address table 4, that is this address table 4 we have 14. That is 14. So let me rewrite the entire address table once again, which is written here. 1 is stored in address table 0th location. 0th location, 1 is stored. Then, which is the next item in the list? 3. 3 is stored in address table 1. Stored in this location, that is table 1. Then we have 5, the item number 5, which is less than this. Where is that item number 5? That is 1. That is 1. Which is the next item in the list? 14, which is less than 15. So let me see where it can be stored. 14. What is the value which is obtained from this? For 14, address table 4. Address table 2, address table 3. Address table contains 14. Which is the next item? 15th, the value 15th, where it has to be stored. 15 has to be stored in 5, address table 5. Which is the next item in the list? That is, after 15, we have 18. 18 has to be stored in address table 6, address location 6. Which is the next item in this list? After 18, we have 23. 23 has to be stored in address table 7. Then, which is the next item? 29, I think. 29, yes. 29 is to be stored in which location? 9th location. So, if that is the case, address table 9 contains 29. So, we have these data items according to this location. We have address table 8, which is blank. So, if I sort it according to this, I will join this with this address of this with this, this with this, this with this, this with this. So, if I sort like that, what is the value I get? 1, 3, 5, 14, 15, then 18, 23, 29. Ultimately, all of these items are stored and sorted according to this address value associated with the hash function. So, if that is the case, let me consider one more small simple example. If that is the case, let me consider 25, 5, 19, 26, 30. These are the values I have. Let me consider the size of an item is 10. If that is the case, 25 is the maximum value, 26 is the maximum value here, 25 is the first item. So, if that is the case, what is the value we get? 250. 250 into 26 nines are, we get the value, 6 nines are 54, 4, 5 carry, 9 twos are 18, 18 plus 5, 23, which is more than this 250. That is 234 is less than this 250. So, we have the value 234. 250 minus 234, that is 250 minus 234, it is 16. 234, it is 16. So, we have the value which is 0.9. What is the values? 1 zeros I will append. Then 26. What is the value of that? 26 into 5s are 6 5s are 30, 0 3 carry, 2 5s are 10 plus 13, 130, 26 5s are 130. What is the value of 26 6s are? 26 6s plus add 26, it turns out to be the value which is equal to 651, that is 6. 0.96 is the value. 0.96 star 10, what is the value we get? 9.6. The floor of this, which is equal to 9. So it has to be stored in which location? Address table 9. We have the value, which is that value? 25. 25 is to be stored in address location 9. So which is the next item I want to find out? 5. Then 5 divided by 25, that is 0.020. 0.20 into 10, that turns out to be the value 2.0. That is 2.0. What is the floor of this? If I consider that, that is 2. That is 2. In this case, we have address table 2. We have the value 5. Which is the next item in this list? 19. If 19 is to be solved, 19 divided by 25 star 10. If that is the case, what is the value of 19? Let me place the point here, decimal point. This becomes 190. 25 4s are 100. 25 7s are 175. So this becomes 7. So 190 minus 175, it is 15. Again 15. I will place 0 here. 25 6s are, so we have 0.76 star 10, which is equal to 7.6. If I take the floor of this, I will get the value which is equal to 7. So if that is the case, what is that? Address table 7 contains the value 50, which is that value 19. 19. Which is the next item in the list? 26. 26 divided by 26 turns out to be the value which is equal to this. 26 divided by 26 is 1. 1 star 10 is what? 10. 1 star 10 is 10. Obviously, the floor of that turns out to be 10. Which is the next item in the list? So it has to be appended. So it is varying from 0 to 9. So this has to be appended to 26, this table. If that is the case, which is the next item in the list? 30. 30 has to be appended. Where it has to be appended, let me show you that. Sorry, I divided this 19 by 25. It is not 25, it is 26. So it is 19 divided by 26 turns out to be the value which is equal to this becomes 90. So we have the value 0.26 into 7s are 6 7s are 2 4 carry, 2 7s are 14 18, 182, which is less than that, 0.7, that is 0.7, 26.7, so 182, 80, we have the value 80, 26 3s are 18, 8, 1 carry, 617, 78. So we have the value 73. 0.73 star 10 is equal to 7.3. The floor of this is equal to 7. So we have the value 90. Oh, exactly. It is placed in the 19 is placed in the address table 7th location. Then we have 26. 26 divided by 26 turns out to be the value which is equal to 10. So we have placed it in this location. Then we have one more value which is equal to 30. That is 30. 30 divided by 26 star 10. What is the value we get? The floor of this. That is 1's a point. Obviously that turns out to be the value which is equal to that. 4 is left with 0. That is 1's a 0.1 star 10. That turns out to be the value which is equal to 11. 11. If I take that 10, 11, what is the floor of this? 11. Do I have 11 here? No, I do not have 11. Which is the next item in this list? I have the value which is equal to 9. So this has to be appended to 30 here. In such cases, what is the value of this? So we have 5, 9, 15, 26, 30. Then I will append this to this address, this to this address, this to this. So that totally turns out to be the value 5, 19, 25, 26, 30. So the elements are sorted. So this is how the address calculation sorting is done. So if that is the case, let me see to that driver code. That is, these are all the coding which we have done for sorting the items in an increasing order. So ultimately we'll get the values which is in 1, 3, 5, 10, 14, 15, 18, 23, 29. This is sorted. So if that is the case, what is the time complexity of that? The time complexity of this algorithm is, in best case, is this happens to be when the values in the array are uniformly distributed within the specific range. Then we say that it is the best case. When we say that it is a worst case, when the time complexity of an algorithm is worst case, when the values occupy 1 or 2 addresses, because then significant work is required to insert each value at its proper place. So that is very, very important here. What is the time complexity in the best case? This happens to be the value which is equal to uniformly distributed within a specific range. If that is the case, we will be able to sort the elements either in the increasing order or in the decreasing order based upon the hash function. That is the value which is to be inserted divided by the maximum element in that list, and it has to be multiplied by the size of that table. Obviously, the floor of that result is to be taken to store the elements in an address table. Finally, the address of one element is mapped to an address of another value. So this is how the address calculation sort is done. Thank you very much. Thank you one and all.